Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. This is just going to be a little reflective video today. It's Sunday morning, March the 23rd where I am. Not sure when this video will air, but it's the day before my big 5-0. Yeah, I turn 50 tomorrow. I've mentioned that before. And every birthday I get kind of reflective, but especially on this one, I don't know, I'm not into the numbers, but it does kind of signify a little bit of something, so it's actually making me a little bit more reflective this year. And I just think of where I've been, where I've come from in the last few years. You know, I don't know if I've mentioned it a lot on here, but basically I was a boozer for over 30 years, man. I was a heavy drinker just up until a little less than 2 years ago. A little more than 2 years ago, before I even found this lifestyle, before I moved to the city, I was living on fried chicken and beer when I first moved to the city. So to feel like I feel now, to be where I am, I just feel rather blessed, rather grateful. As you can see from the title, one of the things I was thinking of, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately, is, you know, I interact with other people in the raw food community and in the vegan community, and right off the bat, I did not go vegan, did not go raw vegan because of anything to do with the animals. It had nothing to do with animal rights, animal ethics, whatsoever. It was strictly health related. But I found very quickly the side bonus, which became the main thing, which was the animals. It didn't take, you know, like I say, sometimes I mentioned this in a video yesterday, people get so angry out there, so hateful. And I wonder, okay, you know, I'm the kind of person, I'm not going to say like, oh, you're doing this wrong, but yeah, if you're vegan and you still have all this rage and anger, you probably are doing something wrong with your diet, because, man, when I went vegan, it opened up a consciousness. It not only cleaned my body, it cleaned my mind, and it opened up a consciousness. And even, you know, animals, I've always been a dog lover. I've always showed love for the dogs on the street, you know, those stray dogs on the beach, try to give them a little love, try to spend some time with them. But I think one thing about becoming a vegan was just like, it took away this God complex that I had had before. Now, by a God complex, I'm talking about deciding and choosing which animals were important, which animals were not, which animals mattered, which animals you could kill. There seemed to be like a variety of choices here. And you know, I'm not, if you watch the show enough, I'm not heavy on the preaching. I just like to, you know, people know I don't eat this. I know you guys talk, like everybody in YouTube land talks about the haters. I don't have haters in my life. I have people that don't follow my lifestyle. I have people that aren't interested in my lifestyle around me. But nobody in my day-to-day life like gives me this resistance that a lot of people have, and I'm grateful for that. But more about the animals. Yeah, you know, as it just went on and on, like when I first started cleaning out, I mean, you know, that first detoxification you get from following this lifestyle, like I mentioned in another video, it just mellowed me right out. It opened me to compassion that I had never really felt before. I don't want to make it some dramatic story here. I don't think I was like an asshole before, and all of a sudden I'm this angelic figure, but I had a very acidy, sarcastic mouth. I was argumentative all the time. While not really bad, I was thoughtless. But, you know, once I became... Now, the only reason I'm telling you that, sounds like I got sidetracked, but the only reason I'm telling you that is just to show you how much this... I can only talk for me. I can't say what it should do, but how this lifestyle changed me, changed my way of thinking, changed my way of perceiving the world. I'll tell you, I'll close up this with one little quick story. Even though I look at all animals with a totally different eye than I did years ago, it's best illustrated in a small thing. And I'm not going to say, listen, I'm not a Jain. You can look that up. It's spelled Jain. They're a sect of Hinduism in India. Well, I shouldn't be laughing because I respect them. They go to the extent of not taking life in any form so extreme that they actually wear surgical masks so they don't accidentally suck a bug in and kill it, and they sweep in front of them with little brooms. Anyhow, it's a similar story. Last weekend, I'm making some green soup in the kitchen. I've cut up my tomatoes. I've put my cucumbers in, a little bit of water. I'm about to turn it on, and I've got the top on, and I see this little ant. He's actually one of the big ants. I have some big ants in my kitchen, just a few every now and then, and it has nothing to do with if food's out or whatever. They just come around. They don't bite. They're rather innocuous, so I don't pay much attention to them. Even when I'm cleaning the counter, I kind of brush them away. I don't really make an effort to try to kill them. I mean, why would I? They're not doing anything. So anyhow, I look in the blender, and there's this ant in there. And he's scurrying around, and I'm just about to push that button. It wouldn't have freaked me out to know that there's a little bit of ant mixed up in there. But on a consciousness level, I just for a second, I'm like, you know, it's only going to take me 2 seconds. Get the guy out of there. So I take the top off. I put him on my finger. He runs on my hand. I put the top back on. So, and, you know, I was just going to put him down on the counter, but he doesn't want to run off. He's on my hand. And so I get to looking at him. You know, if anybody had walked in on me, they would have thought I was just totally bonkers. I'm looking at the guy, and he walks up my finger. He's not scurrying around like ants tend to do sometimes. He just kind of climbs and summits my finger, and he rears up on his back legs. And for a minute, it's almost like we're connecting there. Now, I know we weren't. Don't anybody out there say, hey, you're crazy. You think you're having a... No, I didn't have some sort of mystical connection with an ant. But what I saw in this moment is I don't know what their consciousness is. I don't know what they think, if they have any rational processes to them. I don't know what kind of pain they feel, but I knew looking at this guy, and from him in that blender, one thing I knew for sure, he wanted to live. His instinct, his struggle was to live. And in that moment, I said, you know, it's not for me to just randomly take life. Now, like I say, you know, I step in a bed of fire ants, a wasp stings me, a bad spider, you know, gives me a scare. Yeah, I'm not saying I've evolved to some sense where I kill nothing, you know, but just randomly killing or killing without thought, killing for food, killing is killing is killing is killing. I'm not interested in it. You've got to find your own principles, morality, way of looking at it, whatever you want to call it. But I have come to this conclusion. I've said it several times on this show that, you know, whatever I'm doing now, I'm eating raw vegan, high carb, low fat. Sometimes that's a mouthful. But, so, you know, I can't tell you for sure that I'll be eating the same that I'm eating 2 years from now, 5 years from now, or whatever. But I have come to a place where even if tomorrow I found something that educated me that, yes, you do, you need an animal, you need such and such, you need this in your life. Even if I came to a consciousness of, yes, it would be better for my health to include some meat, some fish, some of this, now I wouldn't do it because of the animals. That, I mean, other things, yes, maybe I'll eventually eat more cooked food. Maybe grains will come back in there. 2 years from now, maybe I'll be eating quinoa and I'll be like 50% raw. But I'm not going to step away from vegan. It's changed me forever, and I would say for me, after the change, there's no going back. Anyway, just happy to share with you a little bit on this Sunday morning. My camera kind of messed up on me a little bit. I had to take it in and erase some video footage. It was full, and I'm just realizing I came back, I don't have my cap on. But this isn't, I'm not sitting in a studio, and this isn't a directed show, so this is just us sharing with each other. Anyhow, if you like this, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate all the new people that are subscribing. If you're watching for the first time, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And come help the old man celebrate and follow me in my second half century of being on this planet. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Peace.